Usually when we talk about making mistakes with technology, we're talking about the small stuff.
Right.
Maybe you accidentally liked an ex's photo from 3 years ago at 2 in the morning.
Oh, we've all been there.
Or maybe you hit reply all to a company-wide email with, a snarky comment meant for your work bestie.
That's a classic. Cringeworthy, but not a catastrophe.
Embarrassing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Life-ruining. Probably not.
Those are the mistakes we, laugh about over a drink later. They sting, but they fade.
Exactly. But today, we are starting with a mistake that has a literal price tag attached to it.
Right.
And it's not the price of a drink.
I know. It is a significantly heftier sum.
We are talking about an $800 mistake.
Yeah.
And honestly, the money might be the least painful part of this story. We're also talking about 80 hours of human life.
80 hours.
That is 2 full work weeks, assuming you don't take lunch breaks, just completely vaporized, gone.
It is a painful place to start a deep dive, isn't it? But looking at the source material we have today, that failure was actually the catalyst for something pretty incredible.
I hope so.
It's the classic phoenix rising from the ashes story, but the ashes are a credit card bill, and the phoenix is a piece of software.
I certainly hope so, because when I read through this guide, this ultimate 0-to-1 guide for OpenClaw AI agents, I felt a physical pang of sympathy for the author.
Oh, yeah?
They open up with this confession that is just heartbreaking for anyone who has ever tried to build something. They had this dream. Build a Jarvis.
A dream.
The digital butler, the sci-fi dream, the voice in the ceiling that runs your life.
The AI that organizes your chaos so you don't have to. It is the dream we have been sold for decades, really.
Exactly. And in the process of trying to build this dream using, the standard developer tools.
The hard way.
The very hard way. They burned through $800 on Anthropic API tokens alone.
In a very short time, too.
In a very short amount of time. I mean, imagine getting that bill.
And that is just the financial cost. The 80 hours of frustration might be even more significant.
Right.
They went down every rabbit hole imaginable. They were setting up AWS servers, which is a nightmare if you aren't a cloud engineer.
Oh, it's impossible.
They were configuring remote environments, messing with the wrong API keys, trying to coordinate different models. It was, by all accounts, a technical nightmare.
They described trying to run a hive mind of 8 different agents on Telegram simultaneously.
A hive mind.
Which I have to admit sounds cool. I have a hive mind. It makes you feel like a supervillain.
It sounds incredibly futuristic in theory. The idea that you have a specialist for everything, a coder, a writer, a planner.
In theory. But in practice, the author says it was a disaster.
A total mess.
The context got lost. Every single agent forgot what the other one was doing. It was a digital Tower of Babel, everyone talking, nobody understanding.
Exactly. And that is the hook of today's deep dive. We are stripping away all that complexity. The promise of this source material is that we can bypass the AWS servers, we can bypass the complex coding, and, crucially, we can avoid that $800 burn.
Okay.
The author claims this is a 0-to-1 guide to setting up an OpenClaw agent that is simple enough for your mom to use.
I love the mom test. If my mom can set up an autonomous AI agent, then we have truly reached the singularity.
Laugh?
No offense to my mom, she's great, but she still calls the internet the Google.
We might be closer than you think. The goal here is very specific. Turning a computer into a personalized, proactive AI agent that runs 24/7.
Right.
And we're going to walk through exactly how to do it using the author's specific example of a bot named Momo.
Momo. I like that. It sounds friendly, but I have to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When I started reading the technical parts of this guide, terms like terminal API keys, headless setup caching commands, I got sweaty palms.
I get it.
I'm not a coder. I'm the guy who gets nervous updating his iPhone because I think it might brick the device.
And that is a completely normal reaction.
Right.
The terminology is designed for engineers, so it feels exclusionary. It feels like a do not enter sign.
It really does.
But the beauty of this particular deep dive is that the author acts as a translator. They emphasize repeatedly, if you can copy and paste, you can do this.
Copy and paste. I can do that. I'm a black belt in Command-C, Command-V.
Then you're qualified. We are going to break this down into very digestible steps. We'll look at the hardware, the money pit trap you need to avoid, the setup, and finally, how to give this thing a personality so it doesn't sound like a bank teller.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the physical reality of this thing, the machine.
Right.
When I hear AI server, I picture a rack of humming black boxes in a frozen room in Iceland with blinking blue lights.
Sure, the data center.
But for Momo, it's a little different.
Quite different. The requirements for running an OpenClaw agent are shockingly low.
Oh, low.
The source specifies you need about 2 GB of RAM, a couple of CPU cores, and maybe 20 GBs of storage.
That's nothing. My smartwatch might have more power than that. My toaster might have more power than that.
It's very minimal. The author says any computer that stays on will work. You could use an old laptop gathering dust in a drawer.
The one in the closet.
Yeah, the one with the broken hinge and the sticky E key. That would work fine.
Reuse, recycle. I like it.
But for the Momo setup, the author treats themselves to the gold standard. A brand new M4 Mac Mini.
An M4. Fancy. But why a Mac Mini specifically? Is it just for the aesthetic? Or is there a functional reason?
It is partly aesthetic, but mostly it is about efficiency and the always-on nature of the device.
Okay.
The author sets this up as headless.
Which sounds gruesome.
Yeah.
Headless Mac Mini found at scene of crime.
But in tech terms, that just means no monitor, right?
Correct. No monitor, no keyboard, no mouse. Just a sleek little box plugged into power and Ethernet, sitting silently next to the television, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
It draws very little power. It makes almost no noise, and it just exists. That's the brain in a box.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there thinking, waiting for you to talk to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a pet that doesn't need to be fed.
Precisely. And because it's local, it's in your house, you aren't paying for expensive cloud server time on AWS or Azure.
Right.
You own the hardware. You aren't renting the brain. You bought the brain.
But you do have to pay for the intelligence. And this brings us to the biggest red flashing warning light in this entire guide.
Yes.
The money pit. This is where the $800 mistake happened, right?
This is the critical financial distinction that saves you the money. If you take nothing else away from this episode, listen to this part. It is the difference between an API and a subscription.
Please explain this to me like I'm 5, because I think a lot of people, myself included, get confused here.
Yeah.
I thought if I wanted to use Claude or ChatGPT in an app, I had to use the API. Isn't that the rule?
Usually, yes. When developers build apps, they sign up for the API console. This is a pay-per-use model. It operates like a utility bill, like electricity or water. Every word the AI reads, so input, and every word it writes, the output, costs a tiny fraction of a cent.
It sounds cheap. Fraction of a cent. Who cares? That sounds like free money.
It sounds cheap until you realize how AI agents work. An agent isn't just answering one question like, what is the capital of France?
Right.
An agent is maintaining a persona. It is reading its own memory. It is reading your past conversations to understand context. It is reading the instructions for the tools it has available. It might read 20,000 words of background data just to answer hello.
So every time I say hi, the meter's running on thousands of words of background data.
Exactly. It's like paying for a taxi, but the taxi has to drive back to the garage and return to you every time you want to move 3 feet.
That's a great analogy.
The author fell into this trap. They were using high-end models like Claude Opus via the API.
The expensive ones.
The most expensive ones, they ran up an $800 bill because they were experimenting, letting the agents chat to each other, and not realizing how fast those fractions of a cent add up when the volume is high.
It's like leaving the tap running, but the water is champagne. You don't realize how much you've wasted until the bottle is empty.
That is a perfect analogy. The solution, the hack that this guide revolves around, is avoiding the API console entirely.
Okay.
Instead, you use a standard consumer subscription, specifically the Claude Max or Claude Pro account.
So the same $20 or $90 a month subscription I used to just chat with the bot on the website, the one I used to write emails.
Yes. But here is the technical twist. Usually, software like OpenClaw wants an API key, that scant string to work. It expects you to pay by the drink.
Right.
But this guide teaches you how to extract your session token from your personal account.
The session token. Okay, what makes that different from the key?
Think of it like a VIP wristband versus paying cover at a club. If you use the API key, you are paying for every single drink you order. If you have the session token, you have paid the flat cover charge, the monthly subscription, and now you are at the open bar.
Oh, I like the open bar. Open bar means I can experiment, I can order the weird blue drink, and if I don't like it, I haven't wasted $10.
Exactly. The author uses a Claude Max account, which is about $90 a month. But even the $20 Pro account works perfectly well.
So it's a flat rate.
It creates a flat rate. You can talk to Momo all day, all night, have it write code, have it summarize articles, have it tell you bedtime stories, and it costs you exactly the subscription price. No surprise, $800 bills.
That is the money pit warning. Use the token, not the API key.
That's it.
That alone is worth the price of admission for this deep dive.
Yeah.
If we stopped here, we've already saved people hundreds of dollars.
It is the single biggest money-saving tip in the documentation, but it does require a bit of finesse to actually get that token. You can't just find it in your settings menu. It's hidden.
Okay, so let's get into the how. The author talks about mise en place, which, as a cooking show fan, I know means put in place.
Yeah.
Getting your ingredients chopped and ready before you turn on the stove.
It is a vital step. The author stresses, do not touch the terminal, do not type a single line of code until you have gathered the 4 keys.
Because there is nothing worse than being halfway through a complex installation, having a command prompt blinking at you.
Oh, the worst.
They're having to stop, find a password, reset a login, and lose your place. It breaks your flow.
Exactly. The agony of hunting mid-flow is what leads to mistakes. That's when you paste the wrong thing or skip a step. So we need 4 specific keys pasted into a Notes app, ready to go.
Let's run through them. Key number 1, the brain. This is the Claude token we just discussed.
Right. Now, getting this token requires a specific tool. You actually have to do a little bit of terminal work on that Mac Mini to get it.
Okay, walk me through it. I'm sitting at my Mac. My hands are shaking slightly. What do I do?
You open the terminal app. You paste in a specific command provided in the guide. It's a curl command.
Curl. C-U-R-L. Sounds like a bicep workout. Or a hair treatment.
It stands for client URL. It basically tells your computer to reach out to a specific website, a URL, grab some software, and install it on your machine.
It's a delivery truck.
It's a delivery truck. Once that software is installed, you run a second command, Claude setup token.
And that spits out the magic wristband.
It triggers a login flow where you log into your Anthropic account in a browser window, and then, yes, it reveals your token in the terminal.
Okay.
But, and here's where it gets really interesting and really dangerous, there is a bug. A very specific, annoying bug that the author highlights.
The space warning. I saw this in bold red letters in the notes.
Yes. When you copy that token from the terminal, for some reason known only to the gods of code, it often includes a trailing space at the very end, just a blank white space character.
An invisible enemy.
Yeah.
You can't see it if you aren't looking for it.
If you paste that token with the space into OpenClaw later, it will fail. You will get HTTPS errors. You will get 401 unauthorized messages. You will pull your hair out trying to figure out why the server is rejecting you because the token looks correct.
Wow.
The author is adamant. Check for the space. Delete the space.
I can feel the frustration radiating off the page. Check for this space. It's such a small detail, but those are the ones that break you.
They really are.
So copy the token, paste it in Notes, go to the end of the line, hit backspace just to be sure. Got it. Key number 2, the search.
This is simpler. You need to give your agent the ability to see the outside world. For that, we use the Brave search API.
Brave, like the browser, the one with the lion logo.
Yes. They have a search API that allows developers, or in this case agents, to query the web programmatically. The best part is that it is free for low volume, which is perfect for a personal agent.
Okay.
You sign up, you get a key, you paste it in your notes. It takes 2 minutes.
Why is search so important? Can't the AI just answer from what it knows?
It can, but its knowledge is cut off at a certain date. If you ask Momo, what is the stock price of Apple right now? Or who won the game last night? Without search, it creates a hallucination or says, I don't know.
Right.
With Brave, it goes out, reads the news, and tells you the answer. It keeps the agent current.
Makes sense. Key number 3, the ears.
This is Groq. G-R-O-Q.
Groq. Sounds like a caveman word. Me Groq. Me listen.
It's actually a very high-speed AI inference company. In this context, we are using them specifically for transcription.
Okay.
This gives Momo the ability to hear. When you send a voice note, Groq transcribes it into text so the brain can understand it.
This is huge for me. I hate typing on my phone when I'm walking the dog. I just want to hold the button and talk.
And the author agrees. They say talking to the agent while driving or walking changes the relationship entirely. It feels more like a companion and less like a search engine.
That makes sense.
When you type, you tend to be formal. When you speak, you are a stream of consciousness.
Now, the source does mention something about Discord and Telegram adding their own voice support. Why do we need Groq if the apps can do it?
Technology moves fast. Telegram and Discord are adding native voice transcription, but the author suggests sticking with Groq for now to ensure quality.
Got it.
It's the tried and true method for this specific setup. And again, it's free for this level of usage. It's faster and more accurate than the built-in tools currently are.
Okay, so we have a brain, Claude, eyes, Brave, and ears, Groq.
Yeah.
Now we need a mouth, or at least an interface. Key number 4.
The interface. For this guide, we are using Telegram.
Telegram, the messaging app. Why Telegram and not, say, WhatsApp or iMessage?
Telegram has a very open, developer-friendly bot ecosystem. It is the easiest way to spin up a bot interface without jumping through hoops or getting verified by Facebook or Apple. You use a tool called BotFather.
BotFather, I love that. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It is literally a bot that makes other bots. It's the godfather of bots. You send it the command new bot. It asks for a name. You give it one.
And the username has to end in bot, right?
That's a key requirement, yes. The username must end in the word bot.
So I call it MomoBot.
Exactly. BotFather gives you a long string of characters. Copy, paste, put it in the notes.
That's it. You have your 4 keys. You are now ready to cook.
Mise en place complete.
I feel prepared. I've got my keys. I've deleted the trailing space twice just to be paranoid. My Mac money is waiting. Now we enter the terminal.
The scary black box.
The author calls this terminal anxiety. And I get it. It feels like you're hacking the Pentagon. One wrong move, and poof, your computer explodes.
The author reassures us here. It is just text. You are just telling the computer what to do, line by line.
Okay.
If you can read a recipe, you can do this. The computer's not judging you. It just waits for instructions.
So step 1 of the actual execution.
Install Homebrew.
Homebrew. Is that for making coffee or beer?
It's a package manager for Mac OS. Think of it like an app store for the terminal. Usually, to install software, you drag an icon to a folder. In the terminal, you need a manager to go fetch files for you. You paste one line of code, brew install Node.
Node. That's Node.js.
Correct. It's the runtime environment. OpenClaw is built on JavaScript. Node is the engine that allows that JavaScript to run on your computer outside of a web browser.
So it's the foundation.
It's the foundation. Without Node, nothing happens. It's like installing the engine before you put the car body on top.
Okay. I paste the line, numbers scroll by, I feel like a hacker, I put on my sunglasses. What's next?
Step 3, install the actual software. NPM. Install bash g OpenClaw.
NPM.
Node Package Manager. You're telling Node, go fetch the OpenClaw package from the global registry and install it globally on my system.
And that's it, it's installed.
That's it. It downloads, it unpacks, it installs. Now the excitement begins. You type OpenClaw or the specific start command provided, and you enter the onboarding interface.
The TUI. The text user interface.
It's retro. It's not a window with a mouse cursor. It's text on the screen. It looks like something from the 80s. You use your arrow keys to move up and down and the spacebar to select things.
Old school. I like it. It feels significant.
First, the disclaimer. You hit yes. Then you have to select your model. This is where we go back to our money pit warning.
Oh, right.
This is the moment where you can accidentally cost yourself $800.
Right. This is the moment of truth. My finger is hovering over the arrow key.
You will see a list of providers. You select Anthropic.
Okay.
Then 3 more options appear. You must select Anthropic token, usually the first option. Do not select Anthropic API.
If I select API, I'm burning cash.
You're burning cash. You are opting into the pay-per-drink model. If you select token, you're using that subscription we talked about.
Okay. Select token, and then it asks for the key.
It asks for the token. You go to your Notes app, you copy that long string of characters, checking one last time for that trailing space.
I check for the space. I delete the space.
And you paste it in.
Tension building.
Next, it asks for your communication channel. You select Telegram. It asks for the Telegram API token. You copy that from your notes, the one from BotFather, and paste it in.
Simple enough.
The author does make a side note here. They mention they personally use Discord now because they believe in a skills over agents philosophy, which we'll get to.
Okay.
But for a beginner, for your mom, Telegram is the path of least resistance because the setup is so fast. Discord requires a developer portal setup that is a bit more complex.
Stick to the path. Telegram it is. Now, at this point, the bot is technically connected, but does it know how to do anything?
Not really. It needs skills.
I know Kung Fu.
Exactly. But here is where the guide advises restraint. The installer will present you with a massive list of potential skills.
Right.
Google Places, 11 Labs, image generation, weather apps, calendar integrations.
I want them all. Give me all the powers. I want it to be able to predict the weather on Mars.
The author says, don't need that noise right now.
The skip strategy.
Yes, skip the bloat. You don't want to spend an hour configuring API keys for services you might never use. It just creates more points of failure. Keep it lean.
Okay.
However, there is one set of boxes you must check.
The hooks.
The hooks. The prompt will ask about enabling hooks. You must use the spacebar to select all three. These are the essential connectors that allow the system to function efficiently.
They're the nervous system.
They are the nervous system of the bot. They allow the bot to understand when to use a tool and when to just talk.
Okay. Hooks enabled, bloat skipped.
Now, we reach the moment of conception.
But hatch.
You select hatch in the interface.
Does an egg crack on the screen?
Metaphorically. The terminal will start scrolling text rapidly. It's waking up, it's connecting to Anthropic, it's connecting to Telegram, it's initializing the brain.
And if it stops, if I get red text that says HTTPS error,
Then you didn't listen to us about the trailing space.
the office. It always comes back to the space. It haunts me.
It is almost 100% the cause of failure at this stage. It's the most common error in the support forums. But assuming you deleted the space, you will see a message, a wake-up moment. The bot is alive in the terminal.
It's alive, but it's stuck in the box. It's inside the Mac Mini. How do I get it to my phone? I can't carry the Mac Mini around?
You have to perform the handshake.
The handshake.
Yeah.
This sounds like a spy movie meeting on a bridge.
The bot will ask for its name and your name in the terminal, but the author suggests a very specific pairing script to bridge the gap to Telegram immediately.
What's the script?
You type something like, hey, your name is Momo, my name is Ping, let's continue this on Telegram. Here's my pairing key.
Wait, where do I get the pairing key?
You open your Telegram app on your phone, you find the bot you created, MomoBot, you click Start. It will give you a pairing key. It looks like a shortcode.
Ah, okay. So I take that key from my phone, type it into the terminal on the Mac, and hit Enter.
And that is the holy shit moment.
Because suddenly,
The terminal stops being the interface. Your phone buzzes. The bot replies on Telegram, hello, Ping. I am Momo. I am ready.
that's the magic. You've just moved the brain from the cold metal box to the device in your pocket.
Yes.
You can walk out of the room, leave the house, go to a coffee shop, and Momo is still with you.
You have successfully birthed an agent.
It's a baby. It doesn't know anything yet. It doesn't know who I am. It doesn't know what I do.
It's a blank slate. And this
Yeah.
leads us to part 5. Post-birth education. Or giving the machine a soul.
I love this part because right now, even though it's running on Claude, it's just generic Claude, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's polite, it's helpful, but it doesn't know me.
No,
It's like talking to a very polite stranger at a bus stop.
correct. And it also doesn't have those skills we skipped earlier. We need to install the essential tools now.
But we're not in the terminal anymore. I closed the scary black box.
No, and this is the beauty of OpenClaw. You don't go back to the code. You just tell the bot to upgrade itself.
In plain English.
In plain English via Telegram.
Momo, learn Kung Fu.
Essentially, you say, Momo, set up Brave search. You send that message on Telegram. It will ask for the key. You paste the Brave key we saved earlier.
Wow.
The agent understands, accesses its own configuration files, installs the skill, restarts its internal server if needed, and confirms, I can now search the web.
That is wild. It's performing surgery on itself. It's rewriting its own capabilities based on a text message.
Then you do the same for Groq. Set up Groq here is my key. Now it has ears. It can process those voice notes.
And then, the most critical skill,
Mm-hmm.
the one the author puts in bold red letters practically, the QMD skill.
QMD. This stands for a specific type of memory logging. It's often referred to as quick memory database or something similar in these circles.
Why is this one so urgent? Why can't I just install it later?
Because without it, the agent has the memory of a goldfish.
Oh.
Or rather, it relies on the standard context window. As you talk, that window fills up. Imagine writing on a scroll that only has so much paper. Eventually, the earliest parts of the conversation fall off the cliff.
So it forgets who I am.
It forgets what you said 3 days ago. It forgets that you hate cilantro. It forgets that you're working on a novel. QMD allows it to create a persistent memory structure, basically a database of everything you've ever discussed that sits outside the context window.
The author warns that if you install this halfway through, it's a disaster.
Yes. If you chat for a week, build up all this rapport, and then install QMD, the agent struggles to reconcile the old logs with the new system. It often resets.
Oh no.
It essentially gets amnesia. It forgets everything you told it. It's a lobotomy.
So, rule of thumb, hatch the bot, Install, search, install ears, install memory immediately, before you even say, how are you?
Do it in the first 10 minutes. Save yourself the heartache.
Okay, so now it can remember things, but it still doesn't have a personality. It's just a smart tool with a good memory.
Exactly.
The author talks about the files. SOUL.md, USER.md, and memory.md.
These are the 3 text files that define the agent's existence. They live on the Mac Mini, but the agent reads them constantly to know how to act.
SOUL.md. That sounds profound.
It is. SOUL.md defines the personality. Is it sassy? Is it formal? Is it a stoic philosopher? Does it use emojis? Does it swear? You define the vibe here.
And USER.mdm.
USER.md is about you. Who is Ping? What does he do for a living? What are his goals? What are his anxieties?
And memory.md is the long-term storage the agent updates itself.
Correct.
The problem is, I hate writing about myself. If I have to sit down and write a USER.md file that says Ping is a podcast host who likes pizza, I'm going to get bored and write 2 lines. I'll do a bad job.
And that is the customer service problem. If you leave these files blank or sparse, the bot sounds like a generic customer service agent. How may I help you today, sir?
Ugh.
It has no flavor because it has no context.
So the author has a hack, a lazy genius move.
The interview technique?
I love this. Instead of writing the file, you make the bot write it.
You send a prompt. You just came online. Ask me questions to get to know me. Use my answers to fill out SOUL.md and USER.md.
And the bot turns into a journalist.
It will ask you 10 to 15 questions. What are your core values? What is your daily schedule? How do you handle stress? Do you prefer short answers or long explanations? Who are the most important people in your life?
And here is where the ears come in handy.
The pro tip, do not type the answers. Reply with voice notes.
Why is that better?
Because when you type, you edit. You try to sound smart. You try to sound grammatical. When you speak, you ramble. You are honest. You give nuance.
Right.
You might say, well, I say I like waking up early, but actually I hit snooze 3 times and I'm usually grumpy until I have coffee.
And the bot captures that.
It captures the vibe. It transcribes the hesitation, the tone, the contradiction. It builds a much richer picture of who you are.
So after this interview, the bot updates its own files.
It writes USER.md based on your rants. It distills your voice notes into bullet points about your personality. And suddenly the next time you talk to it, it doesn't say, how may I help you?
What does it say?
It says, hey Ping, did you manage to get up on the first alarm today? Or are we running late for the recording again?
That is both creepy and amazing. That's the her moment. That's when it feels like yours.
It changes the utility. It moves from a tool you use to a partner you collaborate with. It knows your context without you having to explain it every time.
So we've built the bot, we've saved the money, we've given it a soul. But the author ends with some philosophy.
Yeah.
Some do's and don'ts that challenge the current trends in AI.
Yes. The hive mind versus the polymath debate.
Everyone is obsessed with agent swarms right now.
Yeah.
You go on Twitter X and everyone's building swarms. A coder bot, a writer bot, a manager bot, all talking to each other in a group chat.
It looks great in a demo video. It looks like a busy office. Things are happening. Text is scrolling.
Yeah.
But the author calls it mostly bollocks.
Strong words.
The problem is context fragmentation. If you have 8 agents, you have 8 different context windows. Agent A doesn't really know what Agent B just learned, unless Agent B perfectly summarizes it and sends it to Agent A.
So information gets lost.
Information gets lost in the handoffs.
It's like a game of telephone. By the time the message gets to the last bot, build a website becomes buy a banana.
Exactly. And it's expensive. You are paying for all those tokens flowing between agents. The author argues that skills agents, one really smart agent, Claude Max, equipped with the right tools like Brave, QMD, Groq, is infinitely better than a squad of confused, specialized agents.
A polymath.
Yeah.
One genius who knows how to use a search engine is better than 5 idiots in a room yelling at each other.
Precisely. And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's faster. And it's easier to debug. If something goes wrong, you know it's Momo. You don't have to figure out if it was the manager bot or the intern bot that messed up.
The other trap is the remote track.
We touched on this. Avoid AWS. Avoid complex cloud config.
Why? Is it just cost?
Cost and complexity. Setting up an AWS instance requires networking knowledge, security groups, SSH keys. It's a barrier to entry.
For sure.
If the server crashes, do you know how to restart a Linux daemon via command line?
No. I would just cry.
Exactly. A Mac Mini in your living room is just a computer. You understand it. If it crashes, you unplug it and plug it back in. It's accessible.
It's the 0 to 1 ethos. Keep it simple so you actually do it. Don't let the perfect setup be the enemy of the good setup.
The author lists their summary of failures, and it is a checklist of what not to do. It's a tombstone for their wasted $800.
Let's recap the don't do this list.
What?
This is the safety briefing before we jump.
Number 1, do not pay per use. You will burn hundreds of dollars. Get the subscription.
Got it.
Number 2, do not build a hive mind. Build one strong agent.
1 polymath.
Number 3, do not leave context files empty. You will get a boring bot.
Okay.
Number 4, do not install memory, the QMD skill, late. You will get a broken bot.
A lobotomized bot.
And number 5, do not ignore voice. You miss the mobile experience.
And number 6, do not leave a trailing space in your token.
Laughs. Never forget the space. If you email me saying it doesn't work, I will ask you about the space.
It's amazing, isn't it? We went from an $800 disaster story to a guide that essentially says, buy a Mac Mini or use an old laptop,
Right.
spends $90 a month, copy-paste 4 codes, and you have a personal superintelligence.
It democratizes the technology. It takes it out of the hands of software engineers and puts it in the hands of, well, your mom. Or you.
I think that's the most exciting part. It's not about the code anymore. It's about the curation. It's about how well you can interview yourself to teach the bot who you are.
It shifts the skill set from coding to teaching. You are essentially homeschooling an AI. You are raising it.
That's a great way to put it. Homeschooling Momo.
And think about where this goes next. The source mentions that skills agents, right now we are manually telling Momo to install Brave Search, but very soon.
Momo will just decide it needs a skill.
Exactly. If a single agent can learn to use tools effectively, are we moving away from specialized AI entirely?
Yeah.
What happens when you ask Momo to do something it doesn't know how to do? Say, book me a flight.
Right.
And instead of saying, I can't, it goes out, finds a flight booking API, installs it, learns it, and executes the task.
That is the generalist AI dream. A bot that isn't pre-programmed with skills, but acquires them on the fly. It learns like a human.
And with a persistent memory like QMD, it keeps those skills. It grows. It evolves. The Momo you have in a year will be smarter than the Momo you hatched today.
So that Mac Mini next to the TV, it's not just running a script. It's growing up.
In a way, yes. It is becoming a reflection of you, but with infinite patience and instant access to the world's knowledge.
Well, that is equal parts terrifying and exhilarating. I think I'm going to go check my bank account and see if I can afford a Mac Mini. And I'm definitely going to double-check my copy-paste buffers for trailing spaces.
A wise decision.
Thank you for guiding us through the terminal, and thank you to the listener for diving deep with us. Go build your Momo. Just watch out for the space.
Indeed. Watch the space.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.